and I will be discussing the root causes of global climate change. When discussing global climate change in ESS and all my other IB classes, people tend to think that the root cause is pollution and the chemicals involved in pollution. Some of the examples of the causes of climate change I have here are the greenhouse gases, aerosols, and the land usage change. So that would be mistreatment of land, runoff of land, and overgrazing of land. This is one of the #1 ideas of global climate change as a result of a bubble of greenhouse gases around the Earth and the sun, which heats the greenhouse gases, which then makes the Earth even hotter, which causes ice cap melting, which then causes ocean levels to rise. Another idea is all of these things working as pollution, which then leads to greenhouse gases. So water vapor, methane, nitrous oxide, and carbon dioxide are these 4 main chemicals that are seen to be in pollution from factories and things like that. And when I look at these, I see 2 that don't really seem that shocking. Water vapor, H2O. We drink that all the time. We need it to live. Carbon dioxide is needed for plants to carry out photosynthesis. So all of these things working together may be a reason for global climate change, but the root cause of global climate change may be population growth. Population growth, when a population grows, the needs to provide for the population also increase, so that results in an industry increase, a food production increase, which then results in domestic waste increasing, industrial waste increasing, and the usage of land reducing. Not usage of land, the usage of land increasing, excuse me. And all of that are all the causes that I had just mentioned. But if you trace them all the way back, it leads to population growth, no matter what. I have these really good graphs to show you the direct correlation between population and pollution. When population increases, the greenhouse gases increase. This shows the nitrous oxide, the methane, and the carbon dioxide all increasing right when this is where we are here. That is right there. That is all showing that same increase right there. When going back to the very beginning, discussing what a lot of people think is the true cause, that is because of the language that the media and the news and classrooms discuss. That is because of the language they use. We think of pollution as the main cause because we don't realize the true cause is us. And this all brings me to the question, to what extent does the use of language affect our perception? I have a few more examples. A great TED Talk, it's called Grammar, Identity, and the Dark Side of the Subjunctive, discusses how Vietnam doesn't have the could have, should have, the did, or may have in their grammar. Just a little review that the subjunctive is used to emphasize urgency or importance, and the indicative is used to relate the verb form that is used to state the fact that can be proven or known. Now in Vietnam they lack the grammar usage of the subjunctive and the indicative. In layman's term, that means what if and should have. The lack of what if and should have can be seen as a negative and a positive, because looking at the positive side, should have. Americans and other people around the world who have the should have concept get trapped in it all the time, because I should have done this. And they get trapped in the idea that their past could change. They have no control over the past. And Vietnamese don't have to deal with that concept. But this can be negative because the what if concept, they're lacking that as well. It's hard to see your future when you don't have the what if, because the what if drives us, and it may never be achievable, but we can drive ourselves to get to that point. This does allow the Vietnamese people to be present livers and present livers. Another example is the food industry. The food industry uses tons of words: 100% natural, organic, healthy, fat-free, all to affect the consumer and how they buy. This is a really good example about organic versus natural, and it shows how organic does not allow toxic pesticides, GMOs, antibiotics, growth hormones, anything changing the way it is produced, where natural allows all of that. And if you ask me, growth hormones and antibiotics are not natural, and a plant should just be able to be put in the ground and grow to be natural. It also has a lot of requirements for policies about living and the welfare of animals and the plants, where natural does not. When discussing the word natural, there's no set definition of natural. Methane is natural, lithium is natural, but I wouldn't want to eat that, and it's not very healthy. But natural is very confusing because there's no set term. Natural is very personal perception of the word. Some more examples are government. When candidates are running an election, they tend to use specific words to create a specific reaction in their audience members' minds. For example, Republicans tend to refer to immigrants as aliens, and an alien has an idea of a negative, foreign, not very positive but a definition to it, the alien, where immigrants, when they're tying the word alien to immigrant, it's not seen very positive. And they also refer to the word pay when referring to the economy, and they say that we will pay for our economic problems in the future, or our economic choices we're going to pay for that. And that seems kind of negative. Where the Democrats seem to be using the word fairness and riches, where there should be fairness and equal opportunities and things like that. And it all affects the way that the people perceive the candidates. It sways voting in every way. Another way is the way the UN and the way the UN is changing their definition of genocides. And they've changed the word. They're trying to decrease the uses of genocide, because when a conflict is called a genocide, they must take action. Where if a conflict is called an act of genocide, they don't have to take action. And they're using their own perception to change the definitions of each event. It could be the same exact thing, but there are certain rules of a genocide that they're setting in place, the UN. These all lead me back to what extent does language affect the way we perceive? The way media uses language, the way the news uses language, the way everyone uses language affects the decisions we make, affects the choices and the pathways we take, and It affects everything. It affects everything. And language is the root of it all. Thank you.